Actually, when I was putting notes together for what I wanted to say today, I realised that nearly a year ago, this time last year, on the 15th of February, we had a cost of living motion. We had a debate on that, and here we are exactly 12 months later, and unfortunately things have just gotten an awful lot worse for people. I want to firstly commend my own colleague, Deputy Doherty, for bringing forward this motion. But we do have to ask ourselves, how are we still in this situation? Why are energy companies being allowed to profiteer off the backs of really struggling families? And Barnardo's was mentioned by Deputy Doherty. Tomorrow, Barnardo's are going to be here in Leinster House. I'm hosting them in the AV room. It's at 11 a.m. and I would encourage, Minister, for yourself to come along if you can, and all deputies, because I mean, the deputies in government have to be hearing this in their clinics, in their constituency offices as well. Everybody is struggling, and I think to try and say that you're not aware of the issue, you really can't actually say that. Has been mentioned already, a threefold increase in parents resorting to food banks, and actually 30% of parents are reporting that they've skipped meals themselves in order to provide meals for their families, for their children. So that's 1 in 5 parents stated in the last 12 months that they did not have enough food to feed their children. So on the one hand, we have celebrations over, as has been said, how well the economy is doing, and then you have people not being able to provide basic meals for their children. I'm really concerned that tens of thousands of lone parents in particular will be pulled more into deprivation. We know that one-parent families are predominantly female-led and experience the lowest levels of disposable income and are at the highest risk of poverty. So that's something that does need to be looked at. Again, I want to mention the fuel allowance. I know it's been mentioned, but it does need to be extended to work and family payment recipients, because these are obviously families on very low incomes. Families can't pay the electricity bills. I mean, this is just a continuous issue, and people are really struggling. I also want to bring up the issue of the community welfare and people not being able to access that fund or not being able to get any assistance or support from that. And also in relation to the movement of community welfare officers, I think we need to see these back based in local health centres, and people need to be able to access face-to-face meetings, because that service just seems to be totally gone in most areas since COVID, and I think that that's being used as an excuse as well. It's obviously much more beneficial for people to be able to go in and talk to a human being and explain their situation. I mean, we have countless of people coming to us because they're actually embarrassed to go to community welfare, or they're embarrassed to maybe contact the St Vincent de Paul, so they're asking for our help with that. So really, I mean, this government has to hang its head in shame what it's standing over. Thank you, Les Kincaid.